The rise of GTM Engineer. Why the future of growth is technical. I want to be honest with you about something. For a long time, I thought growth problems had a simple answer: do more, more outreach, more campaigns, more budget, more people, more hustle. And for a while, that worked. If the pipeline slowed down, we pushed harder. If the reply rates dropped, we sent more emails. And if the deals got stuck, we added another tool, another dashboard, another playbook. But then something changed. Companies winning quietly built better systems. While building GTM systems for SaaS and MSPs and B2B, I started noticing the same patterns everywhere. Teams weren't lacking effort, they were lacking infrastructure. One SaaS client we worked with had 6 GTM tools running: Apollo, HubSpot, LinkedIn, ads, intent, enrichment, email sequences, and more. But none of them talked to each other. A company could visit their pricing page 3 times in one week, and the sales team would never know. And that's when it became obvious that the problem wasn't leads, the problem was infrastructure. When I started studying the companies that were quietly outperforming everybody else, I noticed something really important. They weren't necessarily working harder, they weren't always bigger, they weren't even always better funded. They had a simply built a better system. And the people building those systems is called the GTM engineers. Before I explain what a GTM engineer does, I need to explain the problem that they are solving. Because if you don't understand the problem, the solution may not make sense. How B2B buyers actually buy today. Think about your ideal customer. Right now, as you are watching this, there are companies out there that needs exactly what you said. They have the budget, they have the problem, they have the urgency. But here's what's happening on their end. They are not filling out your forms. They are not clicking on your ads. They are not replying to your cold emails. Instead, they are talking to peers on LinkedIn. They are posting jobs that signals what they are about to invest in. They are quietly reading reviews on G2, comparing you to 3 other competitors you don't even know that you are competing with. They are visiting your website, checking your pricing page, spending 12 minutes on your case studies, and then leaving without a trace. And by the time they finally reach out to anybody, they have already have a shortlist. They already have some favorites. And if you are not in the list, you haven't lost the deal at the proposal stage. You have lost it weeks earlier in silence. I have seen this happen for many times. A SaaS founder may think that the deal started when the prospect booked a demo. But when we look at the data later, we realize that the account had visited the website 6 times, compared competitors on G2, and had a team member talking about the problem on LinkedIn 3 weeks earlier. The buying journey had already happened. The company just wasn't watching. This is what we call as the dark funnel. The dark funnel is where the 98% of buying happens. And this is the insight that changes everything. Your visible funnel, the ads, the cold outreach, the forms, the inbound leads only captures about 2% of the market who are already ready to buy right now. That's just the tip of iceberg. This is the slice everybody is fighting for, which is why the cost keeps going up and the returns keeps going down. The other 98%, they are in the dark funnel. They have needs, they have intent, they are emitting signals every single day, but companies can't see them, can't reach out to them, and have no system to act on them. That's a massive opportunity, and that's sitting right in front of every B2B team that has the right infrastructure tap into it. So, what does a GTM engineer actually do? A GTM engineer connects the dots among marketing, sales, data, and automation. So the growth stops being collection of disconnected tasks and starts behaving like a real system. Most B2B companies don't have a lead generation problem. They have a revenue system problem. Marketing is running campaign, sales is doing outreach, RevOps is maintaining the CRM, somebody is managing the intent data, someone else is trying to clean up the contact reports. The website is collecting useful behavior that nobody is looking at. The CRM is full of half-used information. Tools are sending out alerts that nobody is trust. Everybody is working, but the system is fragmented. The marketer doesn't know what the sales team is hearing on calls, and the sales team doesn't see the real-time intent signals. The CRM does contain valuable data, but there is no action layer sitting on top of it. And the leadership ends up making growth decisions based on a lagging dashboard and partial visibility. A GTM engineer fixes that. They don't just run campaigns, they build machines that build the campaigns. They don't just collect data, they build workflows that turn data into action. They don't just buy tools, they architect how those tools are going to work together. At Insight Tab, this is called the dark loop. Now let me bring this to life with a framework that we use at Insight Tab. We call it the dark loop framework. And it's the core of how GTM Engineer actually operates in dark front. D stands for detect. Everyone else is standing in the same room, but they can't see anything. They are running ads, sending cold emails, hoping somebody shows up. You can see exactly who is there, what is their need, and when they are ready. That's what detecting signal means. A company visits your pricing page 3 times in a week, that's a signal. A business posting a job looking for Salesforce engineer, that tells you they are about to spend money on big implementation. A prospect raising funding, new budget, new urgency, new vendors getting onboarded. A competitor who gets a bad review means their customers are now looking for better option. None of these people filled out a form. None of them raised their hand. But every single one of them is telling you something right now in real time. And real time is the key phase here. Because if you detect a signal today and react next week, you are late. Somebody else already got there. Number 2, augment. A stands for augment. A signal alone tells you somebody might be interested, but context tells you exactly who they are and what to say. So once you spot a signal, go deeper. What industry they are in, how big the company is, who actually makes the decisions there, what tools they are using, have they ever engaged with you before? This is where the system does the research for you automatically, pulling together everything your sales team needs before they even pick up the phone. This is where the AI starts to become incredibly powerful, automatically researching accounts, identifying decision makers, assembling the full context your sales team needs before they ever reach out. Your team walks into every conversation already knowing the full story. R stands for reach. And here's where most companies gets it completely wrong. For years, I've seen personalization in B2B meant one thing. Hi, first name, your dash company name. We help businesses like yours. Do you want a quick 15 minutes chat? That's not personalization. That's just filling in the blanks. And buyers today, they have become so used to it, they don't even see it anymore. It goes straight into ignored spams. Real personalization is when your message is about them specifically. If you know a company is hiring Salesforce engineers right now, your message can be, hey, I noticed you are building out Salesforce team. We have helped a company like yours do exactly this kind of implementation faster with fewer handoffs. thought this might be useful. That's it. That's the whole difference. One message is about you, the other is about them. Right now, where they actually are. That's what signal led outreach looks like. And it gets replies because it deserves to. K stands for Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word. It simply means never stop improving. This is the step most people skip, and it's the one that compounds the most. Every signal you detect, every message you send, every deal you close, all of the data goes back into the system. What worked? What didn't? Which signal led to real conversation? Which accounts closed fastest? The system learns every single cycle. It gets a little sharper, a little faster, and a little more precise. And over the time, you end up with a GTM engine that your competition genuinely cannot replace because they didn't build it 3 years ago when you did. That's what the compounding advantage is. The future belongs to GTM engineers. Now, let me explain why this requires a technical function. Marketing today is not what it was 5 years ago. The job description has fundamentally changed. When I talk to CMOs and the VPs of growth, many of them they are still thinking about marketing the way it worked in 2018. Great creative, strong brand, good campaign execution. And look, those things still matter. But they are not what separates the company winning from the companies who are struggling. What separates them is this. The winning companies have turned their entire marketing stack into connected intelligence system. The ones falling behind are still running a collection of expensive tools that don't talk to each other. A modern B2B stack now includes a CRM, enrichment tools, intent platform, sales engagement system, website identity tools, and increasingly AI agents handling research and personalization. Every single one of these tools are producing signals. Valuable, actionable signals about who is in market, who is evaluating competitors, and who just made a decision that means that they need what you said. And in most companies, that data just sits there, unused, because nobody built the connections between the tools. Nobody built the workflow that turns a website visit into sales alert within minutes. Nobody built the automation that takes a buying signals and fires off a personalized sequence before the competitors even knows the account exists. This is an engineering problem, and this is exactly what a GTM engineer solves. The way I think about modern GTM is very simple. Signal multiplied by system multiplied by speed equals scalable revenue. If your signals are weak, you are targeting the wrong accounts. If your systems are disconnected, you are leaking the pipeline every single day. And if your speed is slow, somebody else is already in that deal before you show up. So here's where it all gets going. The companies pulling ahead right now are not the ones with the biggest sales teams or the loudest brands. They are the ones with the fastest learning loops. The best signal captures the smartest automation and the most connected revenue system. They have stopped treating GTM like a campaign calendar and they have started treating it like an infrastructure, like a product that they build, iterate, and improve continuously. And the people building that infrastructures are GTM engineers. Somebody technical enough to build, commercial enough to understand the pipeline, and strategic enough to see the whole journey from signal to closed revenue, and practical enough to turn all of it into execution. The market is already moving. The only question is, are you moving with it? Or are you going to get left behind? In the next video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what this system looks like in practice, the specific tools, the workflows, and how the dark loop gets built from scratch, and what the signal-led GTM engine looks like when it is fully running. If you want to see exactly how this is built, the tools, the workflows, the full system, hit the subscribe button. We break down modern B2B growth, GTM systems, and technical revenue strategies every single week. If you're already thinking about what this could look like for your own team, drop a comment below. I'll reach out personally. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ritesh Osta, the founder of Insight Tech. I build AI driven GTM systems for SaaS companies and B2B companies that want a predictable pipeline. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.